What's up, everyone? I want to go over a hip bump sweep, the traditional hip bump sweep that you do when you have somebody in your closed guard. So I want to throw in some details that I like to use to break my opponent's posture better. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do so now and hit that notification bell. So right now, he's in my closed guard. What he's going to do, he's going to put his hands on my hips. He's trying to open or whatnot. I'm going to do what's called a prayer posture break, okay, where I bring my hands together. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing my hands underneath and between his arms. So underneath and between his arms, and my hands are going to meet. I'm bringing my hands underneath and meeting my hands together, and I'm lifting up my hips to kind of reduce the pressure that he's applying to my ribs or hips. And I'm going to open his hands up and rotate my hands until I catch his wrist. As I'm doing so as well, I'm shooting his hands out to the side. I want him to meet his knee line, okay? His hands are right to his side. Simultaneously, I'll be bringing my knees into my chest and breaking his posture. Now, this is where you'll do the traditional hip bump sweep, where he begins to sit up. And when he does, you go ahead and you open your guard. You sit up from elbow to hand, bring your arm across the body, hook the arm, and you hip bump sweep. Now, the difference of what I like to do is I like to break his posture in two different ways. That one is the first one, where I pull him into me here. And then I hold him just a little to encourage him to sit up, and I shoot my legs directly behind him, raising my hips again. And as you see, he sat back on his hips even further. He sat back on his heels even further, placing his hand behind him. So what did I do to cause this? When I broke his posture, like I said, I hold him down slightly to encourage him to want to posture up harder. As he does so, I go ahead and I shoot my hips. Now, when I do that, I shoot my hips and I open my feet. Why do I open my feet? Because then now I'm going to use that momentum to sit up all the way up and reach across his body with my right arm, and I'm pulsing up on my left hand, not my elbow, hand, and I come across his arm, hooking it, sweeping him for the hip bump sweep. So I'm gonna demonstrate it for you one more time. He's here, he's trying to hold me down or trying to open up my guard. I come underneath his hands, I lift my hips up, pull his hands out to the side, catch his wrist, boom, here. Brought my knees to my chest, breaking his posture, and I got his hands shot out behind him. Remember, he wants to sit up, so I hold him, I encourage him. He sit up, I shot my feet while I still had the guard closed, and I opened them just at the last minute. I used that whole momentum to help me get up from my back to my elbow to my hand, as you see me now. My right arm comes over and across his body, hooking that arm that he's posting on. I pull it into my chest. My feet are still glued to the floor. My knees are pinched to his body. I hip bump and pull him over for the mount. We'll do one more time. Close guard. Break his hands. Break his posture. Sit him up. Feet to the floor. Hand to the floor. Right arm over and across the body. I can either hook at his wrist and pinch with my elbow or completely come over the top, which is what I like. I pull it across my chest. I look over my left arm. Pull him up into the mount position. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That's the very traditional and basic hip bump sweep from closed guard. Guys, I hope you like the content. Subscribe to the channel and don't forget, hit that notification bell.